Alright, welcome back. I apparently had a brain fart yesterday when I said we didn't have pumps yet. I forgot about the fluid hoppers from Magneticraft, which, in case anybody doesn't know, are very easy to make. It's made just like a hopper, except you use glass here instead of a chest here. And it's pulling my stuff right out of there, right into wooden barrels, which are both currently full. I've made all this creosote so far. I'm seriously starting to take back what I said about not burning it. Good gravy. I'm making so much creosote, it's ridiculous. And I got most of my railroad made. Take you on a little trip over there. Been playing with my crops a bit. I ended up getting blackhorn, which is ink sacs, and I got spider nip, but I didn't get the seed bag off of it. It was supposed to go here, but instead I put netherwort. I'm going to try to breed them together. I made just a regular potato farm here because IC2 potatoes, if you don't pull them off the crop quick enough, will turn into poison potatoes. They'll look like this, and then you just get poison potatoes. I did end up getting melons. I got them over here in the wheat, so I moved them over. I'm going to crossbreed these. See if maybe I can get some pumpkins. But I've got the track laid. Starts here. I actually want to finish bringing it all the way down around down this hill and like over here somewhere. But for right now, that's pretty good. And it has no redstone in it. This is my bridge I made. I made it because this is supposed to be a river right here, and I think I'm actually going to carve it out and make it a river eventually. So I decided to go ahead and just make the bridge there. It's a pretty crappy cobblestone only bridge, but I might make it look a little bit better. And it's my little walk, my little boardwalk I made to be able to get around that corner. And then we come up the hill here. And this is my first magnetite vein here. And then we come up this hill here. And this is where that big mine is that I showed you guys on the map last time. This is magnetite here. That's why I ended it right there. And that vein runs, as far as I can tell, over to this line right here. And then as you see, there's lignite coal, which is all over in here, which goes all the way back to that wall right there. I've even got black granite here. And this is where I've been getting all my lignite coal, is from taking this all out. This was all up to that level, and it was all gravel, or mostly gravel. And then down there is the bauxite vein, or what used to be the bauxite vein. There is still a little bit left that I should get. There might be some in this box, and there might still be some under this here, but I've gotten most of it out of here. Now it's nighttime, and I'm back out here with only a pair of leather pants and a gold helmet. So I gotta try to get back without dying. That's my big mine that I needed the rail line for. And then I realized after I got all this built that I actually, for probably the first time, have not found a mine shaft yet to get rail carts out of, and I might actually have to make rail carts. And Gregtech has actually changed the way mine carts are made. Let's see if we can make this. Yes, we can. So I will probably show you guys in the next couple episodes how they're made now. But today I got a few other things that need to be built. One is I want to get on my trip in the Nether, looking around for copper. Yeah, I think we'll go this way. Yeah, I knew you were going to hit me. You know what? I've got a couple arrows. You can just back up. I need to get me a chicken farm made. I think Junior's going to come on here later today and give me a hand. I'm going to have him make me a chicken cookerator. And you can just miss and leave me alone. Ha! I'm inside. Go away. Anyways, back to what we're actually here for. As you can see, I moved that coke oven out there, and I've been cooking up iron. I actually had over a stack done. I actually ran out of brown limonite that was already ready to be cooked up. I still got almost a stack of dark ash waiting. But I made up a whole bunch of steel, and the first thing I need to get made is a sharpener, and I need this for my trip into the Nether. I had to make a new titanium hammer because I've managed to almost break that one again. I did that by breaking all of these bauxite and washing them. That's where I got all this aluminum from. Oh, wait a minute, I forgot. Before I can make this, I need to use these other 6 because I actually broke my wrench. I do believe I need a wrench for this. Let's see. There we go. Sharpener. Grindstone, actually. But basically, for anybody that didn't see this yet, you put it down like that, and you take a piece of sandstone, and you click it in there, and then you take your pick heads, and you grind them on there, and that takes off the part that you normally have to use a file for, and it will occasionally give you and obsidian dust or whatever. I think it's occasion. Oh, maybe it's every time. And raw chisel gives you the regular chisel and a tiny dust. Raw shovel. Raw double axe head. I didn't even know we could make a double axe mold. I'll have to try that. Sword. I still can't remember how to make the actual sword mold. I gotta figure that out. You can also use it to make rods, but that's very wasteful. It's not really wasteful because you get these two back, but you can just make it right here. And then you're not losing half your thing back to... Why did I just eat a raw tater? Back to dust. You can just make half or make two. Whatever you might want to do. And asked me the other day why I made a oven. He thought it was wasteful to make an oven. If you notice, there are 21 potatoes in here. There's none over here in the chest. I have 8 saplings on me. 8 saplings in a regular oven would do 4 potatoes. So there's what 8 does in an oven. There's all 21, plus it's still going. So it is very, very efficient on the amount of heat you can, amount of things that you can cook, and the speed. If you noticed, it went very, very fast. So it's like 3 times as much things you can cook in an oven than a furnace. And at least double the speed, because it's a lot faster. Alright, now the other thing we need to get made, which I'm not actually going to hook this up today, but I want to get it made, and that is the first half, at least, of my motor. Now, I don't have the wires made. If I remember correctly, I need 4 copper wires. Oh, I need 2 copper wires. So I need 2 copper wires and a long magnetic iron rod, which needs 8 redstone and a long iron rod to make. So I'm going to finish that up in the next video. I've been looking through generators, trying to decide what I want to use to why can I not spell today? Because I can never spell any day. Trying to decide what I want to use to start out with for power. I've got a lot of lava nearby, so I wanted to use a geothermal generator, but I need empty cells for that, and the only way to get empty cells is with a roll bender and a curved tin plate, and I don't have that yet. The regular generator only outputs 10 EU per tick, and I'm going to need at least 32 EU a tick to run this thing, so I would need 3+ regular generators to keep up with it. I don't want to use a IE windmill, which I could do, but I don't want to use it because I don't like to use those because they don't ever break. I don't like using them for power sources. I like to use them for power source to make power or for pumping water, but not for a power source directly. So I'm actually looking at probably going to make a Stirling engine and a solid heat generator first, which is going to put out the same amount as the generator, but it'll give me ash back from my charcoal. And then I will use that to do a fermenter for fluid heat eventually. And I'll set up the thing that I have on the server and use a semi-fluid generator. So, but I'm probably going to just hook up the solid heat generator and Stirling with a bat box for now, and that way I can store up some power, use my shredder, and then when it gets low on power, shut it off, let it build back up some. But I need to get a casing mold made before I can make that, and I'm going to have to cook up some tin and stuff like that, so I'm going to work on that in the next couple days, see if I can get that done. I'm going to take my grinder here down in the nether and see what I can manage to find down there. I made me a portable crucible and mold. Get down to the right level here. That I put back here. I was trying to get rid of some of my scrap. I noticed that obsidian scrap does not work like regular scrap. You would think that a obsidian pick would be 3 obsidian, just like the any other material. This says it's 2.888, but if I throw, there's 8 there. Let me see if I got, oh, I got that tiny dust. That'll make the 9. If I throw these in here, stop grabbing the wrong thing. With that, and then I come down here and I grab 2 things of lava. That'll make the 3 that I need for the pick. But you'll notice after I do that, if I can do this without burning myself, let's see here. Oh, now how in the world did that work that time? Every other time I've done this, I've had extra left in there. And by the way, if anybody wonders how I broke that so quick, it's part of factorization. Any block that you place, you can break it without a tool almost instantly. But I threw 18 obsidian in there, 18 obsidian scrap in there that I had from these tools breaking, and put in a thing of lava. and I ended up with extra in there, so I'm confused now. But this is my little portable crucible and mold that I'm going to take in the nether with me, and I'm going to take my sharpener up there, that way I ain't got to carry a file on me, and I'll just find somewhere in my tunnel there, probably by that lava area that I showed you that I dug right into. I'll probably put it right by there, and then I'll just use that for making my pickaxes while I'm in there. But I've got a bunch of bauxite, or a bunch of limonite sitting here ready to go. I'm gonna cook that up. I also noticed if you're doing a double boiler setup like I have here, make sure you run one of them a little bit before you kick on the other one. Like, let this one get fully hot. Don't start them both at the same time, because the reason why you need two of them is because of the efficiency loss from using water. If you use distilled water, you shouldn't need two. One should be enough, because you won't have any efficiency loss. I had sat here and ran both of these until I started getting to where it was too calcified and it wouldn't put out any steam. Broke them both, fired them both back up, and this second one got into the red almost to the point where it should have blown, because it had no efficiency loss at the time. So I ended up having to run this one like 5 charcoal at a time to help this one, and then when this one would get down to where it was about here, then I fired this one up and just let it run, and then it ran fine. And since then, I've broken one of them, replaced it, and then and let the other one run for a little while, then broke it, replaced it, and that's worked fine with both of them running full time. So just be careful with that. I think I'm probably going to change this around pretty soon. I have these 2 extra things of distilled water here, but I can't get the distilled water out of them with a bucket. You'll see it doesn't work. I can probably use one of these on it to put it into one of these, or into a wooden pipe and then into here. So I think that's what I'm going to do, because I want to try one of these on distilled water and see how well it'll work. And if it works good, I might just leave the other one hooked to this engine here that I'm not using currently, and just have it pumping distilled water out to use in the other one, and see how that works. So I might be changing that around soon. I haven't decided yet. The way I'm doing it right now is working fine. It's just using more charcoal than what it needs to when it gets close to the calcification. And then sometimes, I'll be in there working and it'll get to the point where the efficiencies wore out and both of them can't keep up with this. And so I'm just wasting it, which charcoal, isn't a big deal to waste, except for the fact that I've almost broken my double axe getting wood to feed it. That's the only real loss to it. And once I'm out of titanium, I'll just go back to flint axes, which I have flint coming out of my butt right now. I think I have 4 stacks of flint just sitting around, almost 5 stacks now. just sitting around waiting because I'm not using it as much as what I used to. And that's just from breaking gravel in the world. That's not sifting it or anything. But I think that's going to be it for today. Like I said, I'm going to try to get the stuff made so I can hook up my shredder in the next video. I also got a message today from Briarios that his add-on is almost done, which is going to be something fun for us to test in Gregtech 5. So I'll be looking forward to that. He's adding some portable tanks and barrels and stuff like that that are made Gregtech style. It's a Gregtech add-on that he's making. I think he's making tanks that come in different sizes as well, and a way to farm trees. And there's a couple other things that I'll leave as a surprise that he's been talking about putting in. So have a good one. I'll see you in the next one.